What's up?
What's going down? So basic little update for today, you feel me? Today, you feel me, we got our first contract, man. You know what I'm saying, man? How you feeling, brother?
Man, I feel good. Honestly, like, words can't even explain how I feel. Me and brother's been trying to put this together for a long time now, and now we finally got motion, big motion. You know, I can't wait to show Seattle and the town what we got.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the first Enlightened Era podcast.
What up, what up, what up?
Got TaShon here, Tashon.washington.
You got Trimarcogreen, one and only.
Just, as a beginning, our first podcast, we want to do an introduction, kind of let you guys know who we are, and then also go over a few topics and things like that. So yeah,
For sure.
Trimarco, where'd you grow up?
South King County. I grew up in the South End, Henderson. I went to so many schools. Me and my cousin was just talking about this. I went to 12 different schools growing up. So, there's a lot of moving around, like getting in trouble. What about you?
I grew up in the same area as Trimarco, South Seattle, Rainier Beach area. And then, that was really my earlier years, elementary school. And then I went to school after that in West Seattle. So kind of, both West Seattle and South Seattle, and then Franklin, and then to Chief Self in West Seattle, So it was a lot of just back and forth between West Seattle and South Seattle. But yeah, I grew up originally in South Seattle.
What was the difference from the West and the South? The biggest difference, probably.
I think it's the height. I think it's the height. In South Seattle, you have those. You have Rainier Beach High School, so you have all the known basketball players that were going through there and things like that. In West Seattle, it's kind of like its own island because you got to get on that bridge. It's like its own thing. So it's just the environment was much different. I remember, changing schools from Franklin to Chief Self. I first. Going to Chief Self, and to Franklin, you remember there would only be 7 people with a car, right?
Right.
Bro, going to Chief Self, everybody had a car. It was just just the different, different. It was, you could just tell, obviously money was different.
Yeah.
And you feel me? And it just was a different environment in a way. The South End was very much. I won't even say overhyped. It was hyped. It was lit. There was a lot of known people.
Remember at Franklin, there were so many people from so many different hoods.
Oh yeah,
you had Holly Park, you had CD, you had the South End, you had D-Dep, you had everyone just at one school, and
from every hood,
right,
in Seattle. Besides, even Juice the God, the rapper that died, he went to Franklin, but he's from West Seattle.
Right.
You feel me? So you
even people from West, coming up there.
It was really really hyped to go to to go to Rainier Beach, Franklin, and Garfield. That's where everybody wanted to go. And so going to that switch. My second point on that is just that the popularity level, going to Franklin, you're going there with a lot of other known people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Chief Self, when I first got there, I probably was the most popular in the school. And it was it's just a whole different environment. It's a smaller school. Yeah. It's it's not like Franklin. It ain't like Rainier Beach.
One thing about Franklin, I feel the reason why it was so diverse when it came to gangs is because it was right in between the South. It still is right between South End and the CD. Yeah. So you got people coming in from everywhere,
Everywhere, yeah.
Because it's right there.
Yep. Right next to the Vista, right next to Holly Park, right next to up the street is 23rd and Jackson. You feel me? So it was just a lot. You would think, and it was crazy as you would think, there would be a lot of beefing going on there, and there wasn't. It was real. Everybody was cool with each other.
Yeah.
There
would be fights, but for the most part,
it was. There wasn't much gang fights though.
Bro, you remember when it was a South End versus Holly Park with Cell,
He
ran it with the Holly Park. That was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That was there was 20 people there fighting, and then everyone else was just watching.
Yeah.
That was one thing that went off, but I don't think after that it wasn't.
I heard about it. See, the thing about Franklin, the other thing too is there'll be fights that will go on, and because the school is so big, you won't know until the next day. So I wasn't there. You feel me? But I definitely heard about that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
One fight that I did see though, I seen there was the CD girls came, and there was like 8 CD girls that came to beat up this one girl, and the one girl, she brought her mom worked for Metro, and there was like a big old brawl outside of the school, bro. I'll never forget that. I ain't never seen something
That's
like
crazy.
that. The mom was out there fighting. Like
out there giving them whoopings.
yeah. So my next question is like, coming from that environment, growing up in the South End, like to where you are now, what made you like what made you want to become who you are now, and what would you credit where you grew up to who you are now?
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely credit, my community to where I am now, good and bad. I learned a lot from, being in the South End, being raised in the South End Federal Way, and, because gentrification happened, a lot of people from the CD started going to the South, and then from the South into Federal Way and Kent, Auburn, and migrating towards South King County. So just being around a lot of, Black people, I learned, culture, at least Seattle's culture. It ain't nothing like Atlanta's culture,
Right.
know. But definitely, helped me be to where I am now, to even be on this podcast. The reason why, I told you the reason why we started this is because, I wanted to bridge the gap between community and the systems.
Real.
So, really this is what this is all about, talking about our experiences from, growing up where we grew up, and, broadcasting it for the systems and for the community here, inviting guests on, next week we're going to have a judge on,
Right.
So yeah.
Real. That's lit. And, because we're going to have a judge on next week, my next question is like, can you talk a little bit more about like what your home life was and how that made you into the person you are? Because there's probably a bunch of things that made you into, not only your environment, but also like your home life does play a big role into who you will become, because, certain things change you.
For sure. Well, my home life, it was decent. It wasn't like terrible, but it was like, my mom was a hustler. She had the drill team, the illusionist drill team. So everyone knew her, and in the community, she was always out, doing some drill team stuff. And, mostly I was with my older brother, V. Marco. And then I would see Al Marco come in the house, with a whole bunch of girls, So, I was exposed to a lot younger that my mom doesn't even know about to this day, because it's like it already happened. It's pointless for me to tell her about experiences. But I remember one time I was like 6 years old, and my cousin Sean Boy and my brothers, they came in the room, and they were like, no, they came out of the room, and they were like, don't go in that room. And I'm like, why? You just made me want to go in the room, right? I'm like, nobody's in there. I'm trying to get on the game. But when I went in the room, there's a whole bunch of guns on the bed, like 10, 15 guns. And I had picked one of them up. And I just start, it was heavy. So it was real. Like, I didn't know if it was real back then or not, and that's dangerous too. I could have been in a situation, I could have shot myself, anything, but thank God I didn't do anything like that. But it was heavy, and I just knew that was real. So just being exposed to a stuff like that, it created a mentality for me, because I looked up to these guys, so I'm not thinking like, anything they do, right or wrong, I'm gonna think it's what you're supposed to do, So, I'm just seeing what they're doing, and I'm thinking like, shoot, I need a gun, So I asked my mom, same day, I was like, Mom, can I get a water gun? She was like, no, you ain't getting no gun. I'm like, dang, not even a water gun?
That's real.
Oh, me, but yeah, I say like the home life was cool. My brothers used to rough me up. Some people probably labeled it as abuse. I don't think it was that. I think it was more so just tough love. They didn't want me to be a square, Like they used to punch on me, but that's older brothers. One thing that I did not like, borderline abuse, used to put me in the containers, bro, in like the packing containers, and they closed them and they would sit on it, bro.
Wait, what packet?
Like the containers, bro, that you use to pack, like the barrels. Barrels.
Okay.
On me, the ones that got the 2 handles and you clamp it. Bro, they would close the clamps. I couldn't get out.
They didn't poke no holes in it?
Nah, hell no. They left me bad, damn bad, brother. And one time, my cousin DeMarco, I'm calling you out. Yeah, I owe you something. You know, I owe you something. This guy hung me on the door by my drawers, by the door handle. You know, so I was going through some borderline abuse, but it wasn't nothing to where I can't blame that on, you know, me going to jail and growing up and getting into the trouble I did. But I could say it made me like be tougher, you know, and, you know, be tough in situations that I don't necessarily have to.
That's real. That's real. Okay. Yeah.
The door was crazy. You think the barrels was kind of fun sometimes. I only like the barrels because listen, they used to shake me in it. I used to think it was fun. And then they used to, you know, push me down the stairs in the barrel. No cap. I couldn't, and you know I can't make this stuff up, right?
Real.
I saw, yeah, it was fun though, bro. It was, you know, that's how I gotta look at it, because I'm gonna hate it if I don't. I'm gonna hate my brothers. I love you niggas. I love you guys.
I wonder if my little, if I'd done some things that I didn't really know, because you probably would bring that up to your brothers, and I mean, if they did it frequently, they'll remember, but some things they won't, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll be wondering, like, if like
another game that we played, they remember this. Another game that we played, my brothers used to they used to be pimps, right? Well, one of them, and when he was pimping, he used to bring girls to the house, right? And like his girls he brought in, you know, he would make me go in there and like cock my hand all the way back. They'll be like, cock back as far as you can. And they were like, they're gonna let you hit him, just hit him. On me. So now it's like you guys are abusing these girls without abusing them really, because I'm a minor, but they're using me to do it, you know? So but in my head, you know, they're putting that in my head, making me think it's okay to hit girls, you know? And it's not, you know? So there's like things that I realized growing up that I had to teach myself, because as I got older, the stuff that I looked up to them for stopped becoming cool to me, you know? And I kind of became my own man, because the responsibility of, like, you know, lights being off and stuff, with me being the only boy, I felt a man. I feel like a man, but I was only a boy trying to fill a grown man's shoes. And I stopped looking up to them for, you know, certain stuff like hitting girls and stuff like that. That's one thing I never did, right? But, you know, when it came to having guns and stuff, I felt like I had to have it on me. You know what I'm saying? And just to this day, you know, I got into it, not really got into it, but, you know, one of the little homies, you know, who trying to be from the South and stuff, you know, he see me and he start clutching, you know, and everybody else is chilling. So I grabs him by his arm. I'm like, why are you clutching on me? You know, like, you don't have to do this. Like, you know, we're black kings. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? I ain't never had a problem with you. You don't got a problem with me. You feel me? You don't got to feel intimidated by me. Nothing. I'm not even on that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he stopped and he was like, you know, my bad, brother. Like, you know, I just don't know what you're on, and, you know, due to my past, you know. And I just, you know, if he wanted to, he could have blew me, like, as soon as I grabbed him or anything, you know, but he didn't. And it was like, I believe that, you know, I was shielded by the God, you know, our Lord.
Real.
But yeah, that's a little bit of my background, without getting into too much details of, like, my experiences as growing up, unless, you know, but I want you to share your childhood experiences, and then you could explain your teenage years.
Oh, yeah. Shoot, early growing up,
MVP football, Beacon Hill.
Yeah. Well, I used to play all sports, you know, all season. So
that's
where
we
all
initially
year,
met.
On me. Basketball, football, track, or football, basketball, track, or whatever order you want to put it in. You know, I really love football. I played all the way up until like 8th grade. Went to Franklin, my 9th grade year.
They were trash.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, I hate losing. Like, I don't like winning. I mean, I don't like losing.
We love winning.
Yeah, I love winning. Don't like losing. Yeah. But yeah, so I didn't play. I ended up not playing, and then just, you know, trying to hoop. But bro, I'm not gonna lie. I went to high school for, like, the girls. Like, I ain't really, like, I was that's what I was in school for. I did not
Yeah.
I did not like. There was a certain point I stopped caring about sports. You feel me? I was just like, I'm just here getting my education and talking to as many girls as I can. That's what was
But
was
that's
my
not who
mentality
you
there.
are now, though.
I mean, yeah, I'm getting there. But yeah, earlier, early growing up, you know, my parents divorced and when I was in 4th grade. It didn't really, like, I've always been like naturally nonchalant. That didn't really bother me, and I really wanted them to get divorced because they would argue a lot, bro.
Yeah.
And I hated that. Like, we'll be going like especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
We'll be going to my grandma's house, they're in the car. My mom's cussing my dad out, calling him all type of B's, hitting him, all type of stuff.
Yeah.
You feel me? And it'll just be that all the time, you know. And that was like early growing up, you know. And then they ended up getting divorced. It wasn't really traumatic to me, but the experience in whole was traumatic just because my parents got divorced. Like, my little brother, he lost all his hair from stress, you know, lost no hair, no eyebrows, no eyelashes. You
Just
feel
from
me?
stress.
I mean, yeah, he's 18 now, so you know he lives with it, but that's real. You know, my sister started getting into more trouble. You feel me? Getting expelled from school, drinking at school, stealing from the store.
Yeah.
You feel me? Sneaking dudes in the house, all type of stuff. Like, she just was seeking that attention, but for me, it didn't really I wasn't really fazed by it. Like,
Sure.
you know, like it was what it was. And then when I got to middle school, my mom started dating my stepdad. They were together for like 7 years. You know, he kind of helped me. He was a good influence in a way, but when it came to girls, he wasn't really the best influence. You feel me? He gave me the advice that, you know, that a typical black dad gives is, you know, like, go out there, you know, wear protection and have fun, you know. But that's
real.
And you know, some of the things though, like things like that, I realize, especially now, you know, earlier this year I gave my life to Christ. You know, like things like that, you know, when you have somebody that's influencing you in that way can really put demons in can really
corrupt you.
really corrupt you and lead you the wrong way, and it's hard to shake that, you know, especially because, you know, in my belief, I don't walk in the world, I walk in the spirit. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So I don't there's a lot of things that I have to go against just because of who I am, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was middle school, and then, you know, high school, playing sports, the girls, whatever. And then when I turned 18, you know, I was doing run and start while also going to school. But I did good for like the first 2 quarters. Then the third quarter came. Or no, the first quarter I did good. The second quarter, on me, I was skipping and going to skipping and going to work out. Like I was like, I don't know, like school, like I was always
Lost interest.
Wasn't I just lost interest? It's just college is totally different than high school. You know, high school they hold your hand. I was finessing my way all through high school. Cheating on tests, you feel me? Still got the 3.5. Never showed up, only went to 3 of my classes a day. You feel me? Had like over 200 absences, all that. Wow. Like and still had the 3.5, and that just showed you what high school is. High school was like that. So I mean, went to Run and Start, was like I didn't want to be an engineer, but I was really good at math. So so I looked up on the internet, and I was like, what engineer makes the most money? And it said aeronautical, and I ran with that for a little bit, and then I dropped out of school. You feel me? When I dropped out, I learned about real estate wholesaling, and that really sparked my interest with real estate. And you know, I was doing it for a little bit. My mom, she's a school teacher, and she found out that I dropped out. You feel me? I wasn't living there with her at the time.
Yeah.
She found out I dropped out. She gave me a whole lecture and cried and all, you know, just over dramatic.
Yeah.
And
especially with your mom being a principal.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, exactly. With her being a principal, like, she just was like heartbroken.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know, she looked at me as the smartest out of all my siblings, but on me, I was not. I'm like, bro, like I just wasn't accustomed to school. Like school, I like, she didn't understand. She didn't know like what I was really doing in high school. Like, she didn't know I was skipping all the time.
Right.
You know, she didn't know, like, even though they would call her phone, I'll just be like, oh, I was late, and they just marked me absent. But I really was not there. me. Like I was not going to school, and me, it's just because I had a car and stuff. I was driving around, just doing young people stuff. So yeah.
The year 2020 was everyone graduated.
On me,
too.
everybody graduated. I wouldn't have graduated if it wasn't for
surprised.
COVID. On me, because I went I was in college. My credits were a lot, like they meant a lot more. Like so, if I failed, I would fail high school. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I was already failing, but COVID came around, so it was cool. Like it was cool for I ended up. Finesse that. You feel me? And then like I just realized like college wasn't for me, and I sparked an interest in real estate. I did YouTube for a little bit. Thought that was my passion. Found God, and now I'm doing real estate. So that's just a little bit about me, and a little bit about what I've been into growing up. But a lot of trial and error. One thing about me though, and you can even ask Trimarco, like I try a lot of things. I pick up stuff and drop them all the time.
Yeah.
And because I'm
We're
constantly
in our 20s,
trying to find.
we have to do that. Like,
on me. I'm constantly trying to find my niche, constantly trying to find what's going to make me some money or what's going to pop off. So, like, I pick up a lot of stuff and drop it. I mean, and that's real. Like, I just be trying to find what's for me. But, like, at the moment, I do think that it is taking real estate a lot more serious, whether that's my Airbnb business, going to school, continue to finish in the school that I'm in, because I'm in school to be a real estate agent, or it's learning about multifamilies. But it in due time will tell. So we'll see what really hits and what I really run with. But I'm trying all things.
You ran with real estate alone for the longest. That's one thing I was saying. Like, although you sit here and say you pick stuff and put it down, you still take the important key factors from like what you learned, and apply that to what you do. So that's one thing I have noticed.
Thank you. Me, tell the people about your business. What do you do?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Well, first I want to tell you guys background on why I started my business. Of course, well, I was just, like I said, growing up early, I was exposed to a lot. And so, being a teenager, and trying to be a grown man, I started to make my own path, right? And I was 14 when I was in, I think I was, 14, 15. I was 14. And cousin Sean Boy, he got sent to the feds. And before he got sent, he was like, I was already in the streets at that point. I had my first gun. I had a shotgun. And I wasn't like doing no hot stuff, but I was like selling weed. I would steal people's weed. I was lashing people. Like in Federal Way, people knew me, bro. I remember one time I was with one of my old buddies, and he was in the car. We were finna lash somebody, and he was like, "Trimarco, like, please don't." Before I even said anything, he rolled down the window, shook me up. Before he shook me up, he had his hand out. He was like, "Trimarco, please don't." And I felt bad because I did know him, and I didn't know that was him. And that's kind of also how I knew like the streets wasn't like for me. It's not for nobody. It's designed for us, and we're a product of our environment. It's in our environment, but it's not for us. Like, and I always had a good heart, and like I always felt guilty, feeling the guilt after I did anything. So yeah, I didn't end up doing that, but I did, lash some other people. And Sean Boy told me, he was like, you want to do all this hot stuff? I'm hearing about you. I'm gonna put you on. I got put on when I was 14 onto D-Dep, and then once he got cracked, I just, I was feeling myself. Like I was already banging, but I was like, I could officially say like I got people to vouch for me, Yeah. And so, I felt like my ego went up, I guess a sense of confidence. And so then, I started to get into a little bit more hot stuff to earn my rep. I wanted people to know me. And even when I was younger, like, my path, like what I saw myself as wasn't normal, like, a fireman or a police officer or a lawyer. It was, I wanted to be a kingpin, as a kid, bruh. I'm like 8 years old telling my mom I got whooping for that, Like, I'm just, but I'm not realizing why. I mean, I guess probably the movies, but more so what I was exposed to. Like, I wanted to be a kingpin, not knowing why, And so I was trying to earn my stripes, bro. I literally did everything in the streets, bro. Like I done sold drugs. I done shot at people. I done been shot. You know what I'm saying? I done lash people, rob people. I done did sexual exploitation. You know, so I did everything in the streets just so I could find my niche, but none of it worked. You know, like I would make a little bit of bread, but I wasn't going to get to where I wanted to be.
Right.
You know, to that millionaire status. You know, and really having the block, owning businesses on the block and stuff like that. So I realized that, and you know, but I was still doing it. And it took me to go to juvenile for a long time. I had 3 robberies and 1 assault too, and that was the longest time like I ever faced. You know, since ever. You know, I was in there about 1.5 years, but including my house arrest time, it was about 4 years, 3 years, something like that in total. And when I was in there, I was getting in a lot of trouble and stuff, but I was telling people like I wanted to get out and start a nonprofit organization and like give back to the youth and give back to the community, but I wasn't knowing what it was called. Like I was just saying I wanted to give back to the community. I want to give back to people. I want to give people resources. And I had this mentality when I got out, and I would always talk to my cellies about it and stuff like that. And so one time, someone came down to see me, and his name's Dominique Davis, and we're going to have him on here sooner or later. He's my mentor till this day, matter of fact, and he's always giving me game. You know, he owns credit unions, hotels. You know, he got his own nonprofit organization. You know, so he's doing really good things, and he's walking in the path that I want to walk in. And you know, he's always there for me. But he came and see me, and he was like, "I'm gonna do you a solid," and I was like, "What is that?" That was the first thing he said. He was like, "I'm gonna get you out of here." That was the first thing he said. So you already got my attention. You're telling me you're gonna get me out of here, and they're telling me I'm serving juvenile life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like this is an unreal moment right now.
Right.
So then it got to the point where you know, we're talking and stuff, and he's like, you know, you seem like a good kid. You know, I want you in my program. I think I could really help you. So he got me out on house arrest. They told me I just had to stop getting in trouble. I was fighting every day, and that's another thing, like another topic we don't gotta get too into, but the recidivism rate versus rehabilitation. You know, that's a topic I want to discuss too, because you're continuously sending kids to juvie, and they're continuously going back because they don't have proper rehabilitation in place and implemented. So, you know, that's something that is definitely in the works right now with the juveniles shutting down in 2025. You know, I was part of that, you know, also, you know, but to get back on track, once I got out, he got me out. I was on house arrest. I was doing a lot of community engagement events and stuff like that. And I was like, this is really cool. My first community engagement was a speech. I told them like who I was and everything like that. My second community engagement was a food giveaway. Dom asked me, he was like, "Lil bro, I'll pay you a stipend if you could put together a food drive and a clothes drive." And I was like, bet. And so he told me all the people I had to contact, right? And then I contacted everybody. He told me how to get the T-shirts. We picked up the T-shirts, and I think we gave away over 1,000 T-shirts, like 500 boxes of pizza. Not 500 boxes, but 500 slices of pizza. We gave away like 200 boxes of teriyaki. Shout out to Pagliacci's. And yeah, it was really dope. And so after that whole experience, I was just like, I want to do this more, bro. And I want to do it myself. Like, I don't want somebody, I want to like be the founder of it.
Real.
So it took me some years. I tried to ask Dom, and he wasn't really too helpful. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say he was reluctant to help me, but he kind of was, just probably because like he knew I was still kind of in the streets a little bit. But you know, that's the thing too, is like we'd be like, well, I'll change this about myself when this arises or when this opportunity arises. But you got to prepare for that opportunity. You got to prepare for it. So, and how you do that is just practicing. So I had to practice a mentality of just being a positive dude, changing my energy and my aura and stuff like that. I ended up starting the organization in 2021. 2021. And then I wasn't a 501c3 yet, but I had a physical sponsor, and there shout out to Pro Say Potential, Devontae Parson. He's a little bit older than us. He's like 28, or he just had a birthday, so I think he's 29.
Right.
And he was like, I like your passion, I like your motive, little bro. I'm gonna help you, And so he gave me the opportunity to get my grant. I made a video with Neighbor to Neighbor Seattle Foundation, super dope organization, and they gave me, I think it was a $7,500 contract and or dollar grant, and I did my first workshop. I reached out to like some little cousins, little homies from the hood, and I put it together, bro. And my first workshop, I had like 2 participants there. One of the little bros was like, "Don't get discouraged, bro. Just keep on going. You just keep on going." And so by the ending of it, I had about 12 participants in total.
That's real.
And all together, some of them, they show up, random times. Like some of them would come, some of them wouldn't, but they would all participate.
On me.
Which was dope.
On me.
And yeah, bro, one of the biggest things was like me giving my life to God. For me to continue like walk on this path is like just giving my life to Christ. He made me whole and pure, as I can. I'm not gonna be perfect. I'm just a perfect human being, but he gave me integrity, bro, and dominion. So I have that.
That's real. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, I know you had to go through all that, just so you could be the person that God created you to be,
Right.
So you're on the right path for sure.
Right.
For sure.
And we all, even from the hood, like I feel like we all got talents, right? Like if you're a hustler, you could be a entrepreneur. Like if you could write a rap, you could write a book. You know what I'm saying? And there's things out here like if you could film a fight, you could film a movie. You know, so you could either be a product of your environment, or you're gonna be a product of your environment regardless. But then you could make something out of it, for the hood, or you could make something for the world.
On me. Yeah, probably product of your decisions. Decisions are Decisions are the people you hang around, the environment you put yourself in, the way you choose to spend your free time.
Yeah,
all that plays a role into who you're going to become. You know,
cause no shade, bro. We're in Seattle, bro. Like we
so
have a
comfortable
choice
here, bro.
Yeah, but we
so
have a choice. Like as far as like people in the gangs and stuff, you don't have to do that. We're choosing to. Right.
I think I was on an interview today. This dude just said the minimum wage in Seattle is like 18 something. That's high.
Minimum wage.
That's high compared to like it's up. I think probably like LA's like that, and probably I think Oregon. Okay. I think but like a lot of the other.
But Oregon, you don't gotta pay taxes.
No sales tax.
No sales tax. See?
But you still gotta pay state tax.
Oh.
Everybody always, you have a decision. You have a choice to make. I think one thing that drove me to tapping into the entrepreneurial field is probably because, like I said, my mom's a school teacher, and she grew up she grew up very, very poor. Section 8 government assistance, all that, and that drove her to work really hard and become the person she is today, right? But oftentimes, especially in black households, like sometimes they think that their success is going to be your success. Like the way they get it is
their testimony.
Yeah, like I got uncles and stuff that work really well with their hands, and they think every man is just supposed to. And yes, we're supposed to be nice with our hands, but at the same time,
that's not everybody's.
That's not everybody's thing. You feel me? Like, and I like. So for me, it's more important for me to I want to prove everybody wrong that you don't need to go to college to be successful. You feel me? I'm actually starting a business right now that's going to be helping people get funded for their businesses and things like that, so they can start, doing the things that that they're passionate about and start walking in your purpose. Because one thing that I do know and I'm actively in my Bible is that in the kingdom of heaven, we walk on gold, on gold roads. You feel me? We're not supposed to be broke and poor and comfortable. Right. You feel me? If you're comfortable, you'll never grow. And like sometimes our parents are very, very afraid of, or really afraid of, like, the risk factor. They want to keep you safe. They want you to take the safe route. You know, they want you to go to college because it's a lot easier to go to college, right? And work that job. But being an entrepreneur, it's not a 9 to 5. It's 24/7. You know, I do this all day. I do this while I'm even at work. You feel me? Like, I work all the time, you know? So, and you know, not everybody's capable of doing that, but at the same time, I want those that, you know, have interest in that to be able to do that, you know, and not, you know, and be able to influence them in a way to where they're not worried about what their parents are gonna think and things like that, because that's real. Like, I have to. My mom tries to put her input on a lot of things that I do, and I'd be like, all right, Mom, I don't want to, like, you don't give your input on that, because like, I can't. If I want to be better than you, I can't listen to you. You know what I'm saying? I can't take real, like, that advice from you, like, because it'll lead me where you are. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want a different net worth.
Absolutely.
And one thing that really stood out to me at a young age, my mom told me, she said, TaShon, you're too smart to not make over $200,000. She said, TaShon, your whole goal should be to make more money than me and your dad. And I really took that and I ran with that. Like, and I am like, I'm gonna make a lot more money than both of you guys, because that's you know, I believe in that. Like, I really do. So,
and with us being Christian men too, and just not even about religion, just having a relationship with God, just we got dominion, right? So we're here to break generational curses, you know.
Real.
And you know, for us to do that, it may take finances. It's definitely gonna take finances, you know, because that's where, you know, generational curses usually start with black families, is like, you know, back when slavery, right? If you really want to be technical, you know, and just being back held all those years and generations. So, but now there's really no excuse. Like, that's why I feel like, and I'm not saying like, you know, it doesn't matter. That's not the case, but it's the fact that we have the opportunity to do something about it now. So to continuously get government assistance and, you know, live a certain way and be comfortable with that, we got to break out of that mentality if we ever want to grow and break generational curses, because that's what's going on, and it's continuously going on. It's like, okay, our parents may have been on Section 8, now we're on Section 8, and now we're getting food stamps, and because our parents got food stamps, so it's like a cycle, right? And it's like a repetitive cycle that we're not realizing because we're not analyzing it, right? And we got to ask God for, you know, his guidance.
That's real, bro. Yeah, the big on the generational curses. Like, you're gonna be walking with God. You're gonna be going against the world. You're gonna be going against culture, your norms, and things you've grown up, you know, around. One thing that my family, you know, idolizes, for one, is alcohol. I tell you about that all the time. Like, my mom got an alcohol thing in her house right now, and like, it got every single thing, you know. And it's hard to say, like, you know, like, how are you ever gonna, like, you know, she, like, but that's her thing, you know. That's you know, that's my family's thing. That's what they like to do. They like to, you know, drink and party and have fun with you know, and it be cool vibes, but at the same time, it's you know, like, it's not always positive. It's not positive. It's not always positive when you get to drinking, because when you drink, you're gonna do other things that you know, that
impulses, make impulsive moves and decisions. For sure.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I really do love that the woman that my mom is, because she has basically been a single mom like all my life, and she works really, really hard, and I think that she is the reason why I am the way I am. Yeah. You know, she at an early age, she taught me to work for what I have, for what I want, you know. For sure. So like, especially like in high school, bro. On me,
shout out Mom Dukes.
On me, always getting money, bro. Like, I was like, bro, I'm trying to get money. I don't forget basketball practice.
TaShon
I'm gonna clock in
at
McDonald's.
He stayed with a job. Man. Yeah. Never not went without a job.
Man,
promise you.
I remember
I was on house arrest. I was like, brother, I need a job. I'm trying to work with you. He was like, come work with me. I'm making $20 an hour on me. He was like, Ezell's.
Exactly.
I was like, yep. That was the last day I seen you too, before I got back out, because I went to jail that day. But bro, that was wild, bro. And the thing about like your surroundings, like to touch back on that topic, because you was like you're a product of your decisions, is like, you know, we wasn't super clicked up in high school, right? And even little league, like we wasn't like super tight, but we knew each other. We was cousins, right? But it was like, you know, once we got older and we started to make changes in our life and started to go towards something, we start kicking it. We start gravitating.
Me and Trimarco is cousins too. For those that don't know, it's my cousin, man. That's where it started, man. Yeah, bro. But like, bro, and that's the thing. Like he's just saying, product of like, you know, like he does business stuff, I do business stuff, so you know we click in that way. You know, I have friends that rap, box, you know, want to stream and do all that, but I don't do that stuff. You know, so we don't.
How are you guys compatible?
Exactly. We don't have the same type of goal in life. I mean, our interests, you know, same goal but different interests. You know, and different ways to get in there. So
which is cool because it's like, you know, when all of us are there, we can all kick it when it's time to kick it. But we're on business, we're on grind. So all of our grinds are different. Right. We could grind together because it correlates. You know, it's compatible. But we can't grind with our brothers that do music because that's not what we're doing right now. For real. I mean, it's in the works. You guys, I'm planning on dropping some Christian music real soon for, you know, Seattle, the West Coast, the whole West Coast. You know, I really want to, you know, bring the kingdom of heaven to God to earth. You know, I'm strong on that. Even with this podcast, you know, I want to be comfortable with talking about faith in God, you know, whether you guys listen or not.
That's real. Because, man, he is great.
All things are possible through him too. It's like he's the reason we're here. You know, even when I got shot, they said it was like a centimeter away from my artery. You know, so there's a chance I could have got my leg anticipated or what is amputated, or you know, just died, bled out. So, you know, God's real. And I remember one time, like, this is another testimony, is like I had my pole, and you know, I wanted my anxiety and stuff to go away, so I prayed on it, and God just told me, like, you know, I needed to get rid of it, you know, and I got rid of it, you know, and God blessed me with the, you know, peace.
Peace in mind, and you know, a few things after that, you know. So
for sure.
Like just
money management, all that.
It's real, bro. Yeah, so I'm glad to have found my purpose in life, and
for sure,
you know, continue to walk in faith.
And we, like, the whole goal is just to, you know, bridge the gap between communities and system. You know, like, you know, I feel like, you know, there's either like people are biased, right? So you're either like for the community or you're for the systems. There's no both, right? But this is where we could bridge the gap, you know, and get perspective so we can connect the two. Because I feel like it's very important because we both have to live with each other, you know? So just like, you know, with all us being different races, we still have to be with each other, surrounded around each other. We can't, it's not right to be racist, right? We got to learn how to correspond, and like, not all police are bad. You know, I used to be in a mindset and have a mentality where I see the police, I got to run. Or, you know, if I see the police, I gotta run. That was always my first instinct, was to run, bro. And then it got to a point where, okay, just act like they're humans, you know, like act like they're normal people, you know, and that's what I started to do. And yeah, bro, but that's just one example. But just coming from, and anything's possible, like, just because you're known for a certain thing and people know you to be like, oh, a driller or to hustle in the streets, that doesn't mean you can't be known for something else. TaShon, you did YouTube. Now you're a real estate, you know, going to school for real estate. You know, that's just, people know you for two different things. I don't know you for YouTube. I know you for real estate. You know what I'm saying? But whatever you do, people are going to know you for. So just because people know you for being in the streets, that doesn't always have to be you. You know, people knew me as Fat. I'm Trimarcogreen. You know, and I was a gangbanger. You know, I was in the streets, but now I'm a Kent City Hall board member. I just been elected to be a part of the board. So it's like, you know. Yeah, but, you know, I just got elected to be a part of the board, which is really dope, you know, and it's just a chance for me to actually make changes for my community and with my community and with the systems, but for my community.
Right. On me. Well, you know, I'm glad everybody, you know, thankful for everybody that has tuned in, and you know, I'm just keep watching, keep tuning in. You feel me?
We're gonna have guests, and bridge the gap, man.
I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink.